going on? So we got my guy over here, which is Stefan Ringer. Tell me about when you first started doing music.
Oh man, I first started making music on the Mcree 8. That was like the first kind of keyboard I got my hands on. And I was at first, I was just making music with that, learning how to use the sequencer on that. It took a while, but actually got that. And then I turned like around 16, and I met somebody in the band who told me about FL. And that's how I really got into computer, the DAW and all that stuff. So I'll say FL was my real first start, because I could actually record and bounce my beats and stuff like that.
So one of the records that, by the way, dope records.
I appreciate it.
Especially Reach. There's a African joint that you got too that I was like, man, and it kicked off like the playlist on Dark Coffee Radio, and I was like, no, whoa, like wait a minute, explain your process if you can.
Ooh, usually I might start with a beat, but if I'm just feeling the spirit, I mean chords, anything really, but I don't try to start with an idea. I just throw paint on the canvas.
Word. As I have experienced, yeah, you have a good reach, a good process with the way that you do tracks. Like when we was doing the first track, you had like, I was like, bruh, like this man is really floating on a bass line. We ain't gonna talk about what we was using yet. We ain't gonna talk about that, but yeah, this man really knew what he was doing when it came to like dropping the bass line. And like, how important do you think the bass line is to like production altogether, like any genre?
I think the bass line is very important. I think that you can actually use the bass line as a lead and a carrier of the main melody. And I kind of just fell into the bass line being kind of something that I'm known for. When I was working with my guy Kai, who kind of introduced me to the house world, we was working on a remix of his, and I actually added a bass line to that remix, and I think that's what really took it to the next level. And ever since that came out, people have been like, yo, you did that bass line, right? Yeah. So I just kind of realized I had a knack for that, and I just kind of roll with it.
So, funny story. I want to talk about Reach, because that's the second track that I've heard from you. And shout out to Ricky Tinez, by the way, my brother.
Hey, Ricky.
But yeah, the Reach record. Tell like the backstory behind that.
So the Reach record was actually a remix that did not get accepted. So it was a cat from London, we won't say no names. They sent me a track with the homie Javon's vocals on it. And I provided maybe 3 different versions of the mix. They did not like it, and I said, well, hey, I'm not about to make nothing else. You already paid me. I put my hours in on this. So if you don't want it, I'm putting it out. Do you want any credit? They was like, nah. They didn't want nothing to do with it. So I was like, let's go. So I reached out to Javon and was like, yo, you mind if I put this out, since it's just your vocals and my parts, since I did not use any of the original artist parts. And Javon was like, yeah, let's go. So I put it out, and lo and behold, it really became one of my well-known tracks.
Yeah, and rightfully so, because I was like, bro, this right here is a vibe. Like, got the smoke in the system, it became a hella vibe.
Respect.
Word. So you have a label. It's called what?
FWM Entertainment. That's my label.
And tell me the original meaning of the acronym.
I think we all know, fuck with me. That's a term we use dearly, in the black community.
I thought it was dope too. When you said that, like, oh yeah. This guy right here is the one right here.
Really, I was kicking it with a friend of mine, and I was just like, yo, this would be a dope name for a label. She helped me, create the logo, and I kind of ran with that. Now, over time, as we evolve and our mindsets evolve, the acronym started to mean free will music, because I was making music that I felt was free and didn't have any constraints. And then now what it means is freedom is within mind. And I realize now that you can only truly be free if your mind is free. So that's where we at right now with it.
Tell them about like some of your background, like where you from, and
So I'm from Georgia. I grew up in Stockbridge, Georgia. And my mom's side is from Atlanta. My dad's side is from Fayetteville. My mom's side was a musical family. Grew up in the church. So I had cousins that played the drums, cousins that played the organs, aunties that sang. Multiple people in my family. My dad actually sings. He dabbled out on the key. He plays the guitars a little bit. My brother plays drums. I grew up playing drums a little bit as a youngster.
Yeah, I see. You was killing the pass earlier, bro.
Yeah. I mean, the rhythm is in it. You feel me? So,
I heard that.
Yeah, and then really, once I started really going down the musical path, I found more truer friends, and that's kind of how I know most people in my life right now is through music.
So how did you get into the house music circuit?
Yo, so I was kind of getting out of hip hop during high school, trying to find newer music, and I got into jungle, drum and bass, things of that nature, and then I found my way into the dubstep stuff, and then trying to find those events in Atlanta, I found myself in this kind of rave community. And as I fine-tuned what I really liked about that type of music, I met people who introduced me to doper sounds. Like from that dubstep stuff, I kind of found garage, two-step, future garage. And then once I kind of got away from that, I found house music and techno. And then I realized house is from Chicago, techno's from Detroit. And I realized this is stuff that was created by people who look like me.
Word.
So I started finding the history, looking up documentaries and stuff like that. And what got me into the house in Atlanta was I started collecting records and learning how to DJ with records.